Hello, welcome to the Orange Ulster BOCES Media Catalog video designed to help elementary school teachers and staff and students use this resource. The Media Catalog is a COSER service, so if your district purchases this service, then you have access to it. This video is not going to show you how to create an account, etc. We have another short video on our website that covers that. But I do want to point out you can get to it through the BOCES website, or you can go directly to this URL. All right, so you'll see that I am signed in, and when you're signed in, you will see your name. You are free to browse the catalog and look at titles and subject headings and resources, but you cannot actually stream the resource if it's a streaming resource, nor can you request a physical item, so you do need to be logged in. Okay, I'm going to type in a search term, which is how you normally would use the resource. Then so we're looking for alphabet songs. I want to apologize. There should be a thumbnail here. The PBS Learning Media and Core Curriculum content right now, we're having a little bit of an issue with these images showing up. It does not mean that there's nothing wrong with the resource, so hopefully we'll get this fixed really soon. So there are different resources here that relate to alphabet songs. Scroll down a little bit. You can narrow your search by looking at the formats on the right side under resource type, so you can click on, I'm going to click on video streaming and limit it to that. Then you can limit by audience level, language, the vendor, date range. Then they do pull up subjects that you can click on, series titles, the length of the item, whether it's closed captioned, and the producer. Make the screen a little bit bigger. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the top here, and we will take a look at the very first one, Outer Space Alphabet Song from PBS Learning Media. So to view any of the streaming resources, you would click on this very last line, and then here it's taking us out to the PBS Learning Media site. And then here we have the video. And even though our resources are from different vendors, in general, you're going to see the video pop up like this with an arrow. We click on that to play. Okay, we're going to stop it there. It shows you the length of it. It's 1 minute and 20 seconds. You can click on this to have it closed captioned. You can make it full screen. You can change the volume. On the left side here, it tells you permitted use, stream only. Many of our streaming resources you can download, and if you have permission to download, you will find a download button. If you do not see a download button, the producer of the information did not give that information. There are other suggested videos that you might be interested in, and then if you click on this, the plus sign next to the educational standards, and I'm going to click on state standards, it will show you some correlated New York State standards. Okay, close that out, go back, and I want to take a look at one more, so we'll scroll down a little bit, and then we'll look at this learning about the alphabet. So this is from Learn 360, and this is showing the thumbnail, so that's what it should look like on all of these. So I'm going to click on here, and here we have the video. If I click the arrow, it starts playing.
Little Smart Planet presents the ABC.
Okay, I'm going to stop it. It's showing us the running time, that you can make it full screen, that you can close caption it. Then you have the ability to share it. If I click share, And you could also do this on the previous video we looked at. So you can share it right to Google Classroom, or you can email it. You also can, here's the download button if you want to download it, save it to your computer. Here's an embed link and the URL. So you could put this URL on a website, and your students or family members or anyone you wanted to share this with, they could click on it and will not ask them to log in. It should take them straight through. And then here's the embed code, which you can copy, and if you put that on the embed code on a website, then the item will display just like this. It won't just be a link. All right, scrolling, let's close this out. And if we click on citation, it's giving us the actual citation that you can copy. They provide these different style manuals. And if you use EasyBib or Noodle Tools, you can export it directly to those products. And there's a little more information. There are keywords. You can click on any of these items in the circles, and that will take you to another search. And this one also does show you some suggested videos. Okay, let's go back to the home page, and I want to show you advanced search. So we're going to click on Go to Advanced Search. And we're going to put in a phrase. I'm going to type in community helpers. And then in this drop down, you can select exact phrase. And then I'm going to limit this to video streaming, but you could limit it to any of these formats and click search. Oops, excuse me. So we get a list here. And I'm actually going to limit it to video streaming. Sometimes you'll see, even though you've limited it to video streaming, you'll see other formats. So this particular item, we also have it in DVD. We have a few video cassettes still. So if you're a teacher, you can request the streaming items. I'm actually going to go back here and look for a particular item. Say you knew the title of a video. Do this exact phrase, and then we can tell it to look just in the title. Okay. So there are a couple with the same title, and here we go. All right, for time's sake, we're not going to actually play that video. I'm going to go back to advanced search, and I want to show you a few other things you can do in advanced search. If we click on the show more search options, this pops up. So you could put in copyright year, you could do running time, you could force it to include closed captioned resources. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put in hands and washing, and then I'm actually going to limit this to an image and then click search. And this came up with 46 images. So it's going to show us the first 20, and then you would have to look down at the next. And for this purpose, I'm going to limit it to primary level. And that brings us down. And let's take a look at this one. So here we have an image that you would have permission to use in a variety of purposes in the school, if you needed to make signs or if you were making a booklet, etc. And here in PBS Learning Media, there's an icon at the top to share on Google Classroom. This would get you the share link, and you could email it, and then you could share it on any of these social media resources. Okay, let's go back and do one last search. I'm going to go to the home page, and I'm going to type in Native American, search, and then I'm going to go down and limit it to a vendor. After you use this resource, or you might already be familiar with some of these vendors, I'm going to limit it to Sounds Abound, which is a resource that provides copyright-free music and sound effects. So I'm going to clip that. And so we'll take a look at the first one, Dance of Flame. It's Native American. This has the date, has some subject terms, so you can click on these and get to some other resources. And I'm going to click Now Listen at Sounds Abound. And so we're on the Sounds Abound site. So we can click this to play. It's giving us the title. Here are the categories. It tells you the length of it, and you can download this clip and put it into a PowerPoint or a website, whatever. So if I click here to play, so get the idea. All right, so now we've looked at several different resources, and I want to go home and show you a couple of special features of our media catalog. If you go to this My Account tab and scroll down to My Digital History, what displays is all the streaming items that you have viewed on your own account. So it gives you all this information. And I think what is really convenient is you can then actually play any of these directly just by clicking that play button, and then you would click there. So that means you don't have to keep notes. If you're putting together resources and you want to go back and see what you used the previous year, very easy to go through and find those. Another way to save resources is under Resource Lists. So I'm going to click on My Lists, and you can create your own saved playlists. And so right now I only have one that's called photosynthesis. You would click here, and that would pull up all the resources in that list. I'm going to show you very quickly how we can put things in a list. I'm going to look for frogs. I'm going to limit to video streaming. And then what I'm going to do is on the right side of each of the resources, you'll see this Save to List. I'm going to do the drop down, and I'm going to create a new list. And this one is going to be called Frogs, and then you could put a description in here to help you remember, whatever. And then I'm going to submit. And then what I can do is I can just go through, and I could actually do another search, but I can click on the things that I want to include in my save list. And as I just said, you could go and do another search and then just click on Save to List. And then we can go up to take a look at my lists, and there we have the list that we just made, and you would click here to view the details. And then you could make this list public if you wanted to share it. You could share it with folks in your building. You could share it with folks in your district. So we're coming to the end of our time, and if you have any questions, especially if something is not working on the website or you have suggestions, you can click on the Contact Us button here, and we're happy to hear from you, and we will try to help you with whatever your question is. And then I would remind folks to please sign out when you are done using the media catalog. And please check our website for other videos, such as our video on how to request physical items. Thanks. Have a great day.